All right, family. We black again with the general. We got some fire tonight. You already know we had a hell of a lineup tonight. Some very interesting topics. And in this particular presentation, we're going to be asking the question why integration was a trick to destroy our black economic blueprint in the black community. You see, it was a trick, and they fell for it, but many of the nationalists did not fall for it. But before we get started, family, I want you to get on over there to Patreon. We're going down tonight. We got a couple more on YouTube, but tonight we got Who Are the Children of the Sun. This is gonna be powerful. The visuals is off the chain. Make sure you click the link at the top of the chat and get over there for a powerful presentation. You see, yeah, so again, and I'm gonna talk about it in another video too. But the thing is, once you understand the dynamics of wealth, you see, we in the predicament of building our economy up. That's what we're doing. We got $1 trillion of spending power, but we trying to flip it. We trying to establish the eternal structure of a solid economic base. You see, which will require us to stay within our own community. We don't need nobody inside the community, no foreigners. We don't need none of that. We need our own people to support and to own businesses. And so really we're in a predicament or position of where we don't want to be integrationalists in that sense. We want to be segregationalists, you know. Yeah, we going if we can export, and we can import too, and we can do those things, but not to the point where we're gonna let somebody usurp our economic base. And so, once you understand the wealth disparity between blacks and whites in America, you know what I'm saying? You talking about whites got about uh 95% of the wealth of America. Damn near 90 to 90. Well, we talking about the top 10%. Got damn near 80% or more. No, more than 8. The top 10 has got over 90% of the wealth of America. So how the hell is you gonna give up your base to integrate with somebody that got damn near 95 percent of the wealth, and you think you gonna go to war with that motherfucker? You think you could, outbid this motherfucker on anything? You see, you integrate, which means you don't have the power to usurp him and his community, but he got the power to usurp you and yours. You see, he got the power, he got the economic base, he got 95% of the wealth already. And you talking about integrate to do what? You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get him. He don't want to hire you. So what niggas did is they played theyself, cause soon as he damn near he went to Jim Crow. You see what I'm saying? All that shit, man. Or was it Jim Crow before? And they went to the civil rights, but it didn't mean shit. That don't mean he had to hire nobody for real. That don't mean he had to hire nobody for real. And but nevertheless, we gave up the community-based nationalism to go work, or pretend like we're gonna go to school. And you understand what I'm saying? And a few people did that, but they talking about even right now today, they breaking down a lot of them laws and shit. So at the end of the day, we still don't have no economic base in our own community, even from those times. That shit has been decimated. That was one of the worst decisions that could have ever been made, to try to cause truly when you look at it, there was no really no integration. That's a fallacy. The only thing was done is that rich white people were able to come into our community with a bigger suitcase of money, buy up all the shit, because you can't compete with the motherfucker because he got 95% of the wealth. What you gonna do, nigga? But when we were segregated, we could build on our own. The dollar was flipping in our community, and with that, over a course of time, we could have developed. Now with the $1 trillion today, and still having our black economic, we probably would have had trillions of dollars long time ago. Real talk. We would have probably been, we'd have probably had 2, 3, 4, 5 trillion dollars long time ago in spending power if we would have kept our own community base when we were segregated. You see, real talk. We shouldn't have never gave that up. We should have never tried to, integrate with that white man in that sense. We should have never did that because what that did, and for real, when you look at it, yeah, it's a little in between here and there, but for real, them rich white people live over there where they stay, and it's still segregated even to this day. It's still segregated even to this day. It's a little in between, some in between cultures, but I mean, in between communities. But for real, it's still segregated. It's still segregated, and so like I say, the only thing is that they came in, and just like you go to the black community, you look everywhere. You look at the corner stores. Either the corner stores is owned by Arabs or Orientals. That's it, depending on where you at. If you on the west, there's a lot of Orientals out there. On the East Coast and Midwest, you got a lot of Arabs and shit. You know what I'm saying? On the corner store, and then the Europeans, they gonna own the fucking like the strip malls and shit. They gonna lay them out and rent out to whoever CVS and Walgreens and Family Dollar, the dollar stores and shit. They gonna rent out. And so that just gave them the opportunity to come in with the bigger dollar and move us out of our businesses. And yet you still stay in the community, and they didn't strip you of your community base of economics, and you fucked in the game. Now you depending solely on this man to employ you because you didn't given up your damn businesses. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't gonna hire you. So that was a trick. That was a fucking trick. That was a damn trick that we got to get. You say if black people tried to enforce sundown black towns, the federal come down on us so hard. Well, you know what? It ain't, you know what? It's ways you could do that shit, It's ways you could do that shit, you know? It's ways you could do that shit. But anyway, it still don't start, it's about black, just start with the economic thing. It's really what it is not, you don't have to verbally say it. It just got to be something instilled on the inside where we just practice the philosophy, you know what I'm saying, without necessarily vocalizing it so damn much, and just do it. We already know what need to be done. We don't have to vocalize it so much, but it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. We just have to, I mean, you got communities in here that lock down the area. Them Chinese over there, they don't let everybody, they buy the building. Shit, they could put in there whoever the fuck they want to put in there. You know what I'm saying? They could put in that motherfucker whoever they want. The Jews most definitely. I mean, go over in the Jewish community and see how many motherfuckers stay over in their community. I like you to do that. Go over there in them Orthodox Jews community and see how they do it. Because that's what it is, a Jewish sundown town. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, they let them use Jewish law. In Jewish law say if you're not a Jew, you got to leave the Jewish community before sundown. That's what it is. That's what they say. You know what I'm saying? And they done caught a lot of motherfuckers over there with the sundown after sundown. And they had that one incident back there. I think it was in what was it? Crown Heights in New York when they that found that black boy over there, and I don't know what he was doing, but I think they killed him or beat him up real bad or whatever. Crown Heights, I remember that because that's what that thing. You know, they erupted in damn New York. Yeah, they erupted over there in New York. Hell yeah. Shit, so yeah. But anyway, family, yeah, we got to quit, all that trying to be with these motherfuckers and it's killing us. It killed our ass. We got to come back from that. We got to learn how we lost our position and we got to learn how to get back because it is essential for our survival. It's essential for our survival. We had to go back to basics and work our way back up. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all being here. Get over to Patreon. I'm gonna keep it moving. Uh, who are the children of the sun? General SETI is going down this evening. Let me see, family tapping in. Yeah, you most definitely. They got their own police over there too. Yeah, them. Yeah, over there in Brooklyn. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, they got their own police. Shit. They got their own police over there. They ain't got to call the regular, they ain't got to call the regular police. They got their own police. But anyway, family, I'll see y'all in a minute. Black Pop.